is the girl from the circles, and welcome back to the Spotlight with Thabsile. On my previous video, I had mentioned that I wanted to start inviting guests for my show. And the very first guest would be the brilliant, beautiful, and book smart Zizipho Mguni. Soon to be Zizipho Mabija.
Wow.
How are you?
I'm doing so well. How are you doing?
I am good, thank you. And thank you for joining me.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be here.
Okay, how about you give us a little intro who Zizipho Mguni, soon to be Zizipho Mabija, is?
Okay. My name is Zizipho Mguni. I'm currently residing here in Chepston. But in my work, I work in designer at a primary school. I'm a primary school teacher.
Maths teacher?
Maths and science teacher.
I told you guys, book smart Zizipho.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You know, I'm mostly based here in Chepston. There's not really much. I'm a simple person.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I'm a very I forgot this word. But anyway, that's all I can say. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Zizipho. So let's just get into it. So your life is busy right now. There's a lot happening in your life. You're planning a wedding.
Yes.
And there's just a lot. So can you just tell us a little bit about your future? What does your future hold? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna get married soon.
Yay! Shati Salakaya, guys.
I'm really, yes, my fiance, Tulan and I, are really excited about what's to come. We are planning on having like a really exciting future in ourselves. We have a lot in common, so which is great because both of us are simple people. And honestly, we're just going to go with the wind and see where it takes us, you know. And I do think currently, right now, we are in a stage of learning about who we are, you know, and
About each other.
and especially about a person. You know, you don't want to lose yourself when you are inside a relationship, which is something we tend to do once we are with a person. So it's very important that you know who you are so that you can just continue whether another person is involved in your life, you know. So it's that journey, and we'll just see where the future takes us. I'm just excited that I get to
Very exciting journey.
Yes, with my best friend, you know.
Guys, I am so happy for you. And guys, just so you know, I'm one of the bridesmaids.
Yes.
I was so honored, Zizipho, when you asked me to be one of your bridesmaids. I can't wait. I'm excited for you guys, but I'm just also very excited for myself. This is the first time I'm a bridesmaid, so.
First of many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, just life in general. How has life been different than what you imagined?
Okay, so first of all, when I was born, I was born alone. I have a twin, so I always had to share like everything, you know.
Okay.
Even when we were like at school, we were always in the same class, and then things started changing once we were adults, and then we had to go to like big school, university. That's when a person had to like is out of their comfort zone because you have to learn to be alone.
Now you're on your own.
I'm on my own, you know, but yeah, we're learning, and I feel very blessed with the places that God has sent me, even though some of them weren't really comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the job that I have, it really teaches. It really teaches me honestly about what life is about. You know, you really, my job really needs for you to have the love of people.
Yeah, be a people's person.
Be a people's person and have love for them. Like you always try and imagine these people as your own, like those kids. Imagine them as your own, and you always wish the best for them.
Yeah, it's not like just a job.
It's not a job for me. I personally believe that God has given me that opportunity. I've tried having to ignore it because in my family, there's a lot of teachers.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So I was like, no, I can't be one of those. You know? But then God has really shown me signs, and also having the personality that I have of being a bit of an introvert. I've always thought that I'll probably work at an office and anything. But once I really understood the place where God wants me to be, I always have that in mind when I'm having like a bad day and it's difficult, you know. But I always try and keep that in mind, that this is the gift that God has given me. This is my mission. So it's important that I do my absolute best. And it doesn't mean that I'll always be perfect, you know. I'll always like make mistakes.
You're still human.
But I'm really trying my best, and I really love my job. Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of learning. Yeah.
I am glad you mentioned your job. You're a teacher.
Yeah.
Did you always wanted to be a teacher? Like growing up, was your dream being a teacher, or did you have like a different dream?
No. I hated school. I'll tell you why I hated school.
Yeah.
You know? In school, I was a slow learner. I still am pretty much, you know. I struggled quite a lot when it came to language and mathematics. My mom would try and ask people to help me, even my older brother, and I've always struggled. And I know how it feels like not being considered as someone who is dumb. Not exactly dumb, but who's struggling, you know. So I've always really had that in my heart, and say that no, this isn't nice. And this thing of, you know, being in a position of being a teacher, and then there's those who are put at a better pedestal than others because of the academic performance that they give them. So I've always had that in mind. Like if ever I was given this opportunity, I'd do things differently, you know. So yeah, and then I got better obviously when it came to academic stuff, and I've always have it in my mind, like, how would I want this thing to be explained to me so that I can understand it, you know? So so I always have that in mind, and I understand the frustrations of my previous teachers they had because of the slow learners, but you know, I have to say I'm a bit more patient because I really know what they're going through, you know? And also the subjects that God had given me the ability to do were the exact ones that I was struggling
with.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's like a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes that says, "Be the person you needed when you were younger." So I guess that's what you're doing right now. You know how these kids feel, so you get to be more patient with them. Okay, that's cool.
So I'm really trying, like, even when the things that I needed to know during that time, like the importance of reading, you know, your teachers, when they told you that when you read, you have the ability of becoming anything. It's completely true, you know. One thing that really helped me become better as like academically is reading. I started small. I started with books that had pictures, you know. Then I moved up to comics, you know, that have a few words. And then I became more interested with books with a lot more words, until that slowly increased to novels and all of that, you know. So having to introduce children to the importance, maybe not say importance, but the interest of reading, you know. Take a newspaper and like, oh, what's actually going on here? Like, there should be that kind of interest. It's going to improve a lot when it comes to your academic, you know. And that helped me. And strange enough, also in maths, you know, it also helped me because it opens your horizon. It helps you when it comes to schoolwork, you know.
Yeah.
So I always try and convince the kids, like, no, just start reading, even if it's just a book with pictures or anything, and then slowly elevate, you know. Even when you encounter like a word that you don't know, which is I don't like not knowing.
Yeah.
So I get pretty frustrated, you know. So even if there's a word that you don't know, and you don't know what this word means, go and look for it in a dictionary. Go and ask your English teacher, like, what does this word mean? When do you use it? You know? And that's where I'm actually convinced. But when it comes to speaking English, you know what you want to say, but you just don't know how to say it in English.
English,
That's
guys.
that word, litini English, you know? Okay, which is the same thing I encounter with this Xhosa.
I know, aren't you Xhosa?
I am, but I'm really not good at speaking my home language, unfortunately, you know? And at the age that I am, at the age that I am, I still struggle, but then I do let my kids know, like, no, we actually be helping each other. I'm going to help you, for you at least to understand when a person says this English word, what does it mean? You guys need to help me with this Xhosa. I don't know what this word means. Please explain it to me. You know, when do you use it? They know. Bayazi. That there will be certain words that I really won't know, and we're basically helping each other.
Yeah. Okay, yo guys, your language.
Yeah.
It's fine though. So, who is your biggest influence in life? Just generally, it doesn't really have to be a teacher, but just in your life, who has been your biggest influence, and what have they taught you?
So I don't really necessarily have like a particular person. I always look at an individual and a characteristic or a trait they had. And I actually like this. I'm going to try to incorporate it to my life.
Okay.
So I don't really have, because I do have an understanding that no one is perfect. I wouldn't want if someone to copy all the things I'm doing. Because some of the things that I do, they're not the smartest thing, they're not the wisest things, you know. So it's always about a person and see, I actually like the way this person does a certain thing. For example, my mother, that is a woman of God. She loves God, you know. So I always inspire. I really like to have like that close relationship with God, like the way she does, you know. And then we have my sister. She is so well spoken, you know, and whatever she does it, you know, so well, you know. So a bit of I really want to have like that confidence that she has whatever she is doing, you know. And then it's the strength of my brothers. They have tremendous strength, you know, in whatever that they do. They make sure that they give it all. So it's all those things, you know. You can take it like from any person, even if it's someone who is younger than me. Take all those things like, no, I want this to represent to Zizipo, you know. So I'm going to try to implement that, you know. I'm going to try to use this habit, and then that will be identified as me.
Okay. I think that's good too, because sometimes we have role models, and then when they do something and they like disappoint us, and you kind of feel like, you know, I actually wanted to be that person. That's not the goal, to be that person. You just, I don't know, one day want to be like them at a certain level. Because I never want to be Oprah. I don't want to be her, but she has characteristics.
Yes,
she has characteristics that I would want in my life. So I don't really want to be her. So I guess what you said is actually good than just focusing on one person to be like your role model. And I'm not saying having a role model is bad, guys. I have a role model, like I said, Oprah Winfrey. I'm just saying I like this Zizipo way.
Yes.
Okay, you mentioned God, and you're a Christian, right? Yes. Okay, how did you come to your faith? Do you mind sharing?
No problem. I'm a born again Christian, it's not a story that you hear every day. For me, I was doing homework this one school day afternoon, and I was really struggling. Like I said, I've struggled at school. I never liked school, which is very ironic that I get to spend years in school, you know. So I was really struggling, and my brother came, my oldest brother, he came, and then he tried to help me, obviously, and it was really frustrating. So he was shouting, and of course, no, when you slow. And then eventually he's like, you know what's gonna help you become better at school? You really need to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. You know?
Your brother?
My brother. It was late. I think it was like 9 p.m. I was tired, and I was like, oh, it's fine. You know, whatever you say, so that I can go to sleep.
Oh.
So he told me to close my eyes and recite the words, and he said, yeah, things are gonna start becoming better now. Yeah, you're gonna do well in school. I was 11. I didn't really know what time it was until I did like a count back to see probably how old I was. Anyway, the next day, for the whole entire, there was this like that feeling inside, that very nice feeling inside, you know. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what it meant, but he told me that things are gonna start getting better.
Okay.
And I believed in that, and that's the most important thing, you know. When you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior and then you believe, then you are truly saved, you know. And things really, God started helping me out. I became enlightened. I started doing better in school, you know. And yeah, ever since then, you know, I'm not as smart as people think I am.
Oh, you're smart, people.
But then yeah, it has really helped me, and I have to say that I try to do my best. I'm a hard worker. Yes, you know, I always try. I'm not always perfect. I don't always know, but I'm always willing to learn new things and become a better version of myself. And also, you know, I also try to lose those bad habits. You know? But yeah, that's not always easy. But yeah, I believe that everyone in their own way is always trying to become a better version of themselves.
So you were pretty young when you gave your life to Jesus. Now that you're older, have there been moments that tested your faith?
Yes, of course they have, you know. There's been quite a lot actually. And also the fact that I didn't really know what this meant. I never really got any guidance.
At that time,
no one really explained, okay, now since you're born again, you really need to start reading your word. That proper guidance on the step to step, which is something I really love about the ministries here in church, including Hope to Africa. We give the opportunity for the children to step by step, you know, and that changes your life. So for the longest time, I've really been stagnant in my growth until I went to university, and then I met with a lot of amazing people who love God, and I started growing, you know, as a person and in my faith. The importance of praying, the importance of reading the word, the actual joy of meeting up with other people in the same faith, you know?
Yeah, the fellowship is very important.
Yes, you know, all those things that I didn't really know, you know. And since, you know, when I was younger, I was like, I'm only going to church because I'm told to go, you know. But now I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy reading or learning about God's word and everything. So, yeah, there's been a lot of challenges, you know, and also not knowing how to react to certain situations, you know. So I think that's what I'd say, you know. But what I usually think of, which is something people usually mistake, like once you are born again, God is going to give you this, God is going to give you that.
No,
you know?
guys, no.
So, yeah, you are bound to encounter problems.
Yeah.
Probably more than you did before.
Because this is Not having it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's basically just knowing what to do from there. That's why fellowship is so important. That's where you actually go and ask for advice, and it's always good to have someone who is slightly more grown than you in terms of faith. That person to advise you. Okay, no, I've actually encountered this. This is how I handled it, or this is what I think you should handle it. So yeah, there's just a lot of examples, but just generally, it's not knowing what to do. Sometimes you won't really know how to react or what to do to a certain situation, but then you'll know, like, okay, no, this is how I was supposed to do it. But if I were to be given a chance to, to see another person going through this is how I explain it to them.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
So how would you, just one sentence, how do you describe yourself?
In one sentence.
I mean, if you want to say a paragraph, go ahead.
Okay. In one sentence. Zizi is. Sorry. Zizi is kind and trying her best. I think that is what I'd say. I always try, even if I'm like having like a bad day, but sometimes I'm embarrassed of this, because I was like, okay, no, I'm not really having a bad day, but when you come and talk to me,
oh yeah,
so I always try and be like, how are you doing? I'll be happy to see you, which probably makes it very hard for other people to be able to know about, something's going on, and also again, not being used to explain or tell people about what you feel. But then, I always try to be the kindest person I can be to people, and oh yes, I should have added to that sentence, Zizi loves smiling. I like smiling.
Yes, guys.
I like smiling.
You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you. So, yeah. When a person comes, we have nothing to do with what I was going through, so I'm going to smile, I'm going to be friendly. Yes, and be kind. Yeah, I think that's what also God would want to show love, to other people, because abantu back at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, brilliant, and book smart.
Oh. Yeah.
How would you want to be remembered?
How would I want to be remembered? Okay. First and foremost, I do want everyone to remember that I loved God.
Yes. Very important.
Yes, I love God, and what could I say? More than anything, I want people to remember that this has a lot of love. I also want people to know that she does the best in all she does. Okay. I feel like I keep on repeating the same things, but then you only get like this one opportunity, and having to think that in the life that you're living, there are people who are praying, who want to be in a position that you're in. So I always try to be grateful, with whatever I'm given, whether it's something that's not really something I really wanted, or something that's not really comfortable. But I always try and really be grateful with whatever is given to me.
We are getting close to the end. So just a chilled question.
Okay.
If this, well, it's not really chilled. It's not that
Sort
deep
of.
though. Okay, if this was our last conversation, what would you say to me?
A lot. Okay. Thabsile. Okay. Thabsile, you have a beautiful smile, and you are intelligent, and yeah, just okay. Even though you'll be passing on, but okay, wait. Yeah.
Okay.
So just keep shining in all that you do, and yeah, I think that's all, because when you if it's our last conversation, I don't know if you'll be passing on, but oh, you're moving to another country.
Okay.
But just keep shining. Continue being the person
Wherever
that you are.
I am,
Yes,
keep
wherever
shining.
Yeah, just really know who you are. Don't change. But if you were to change for the better. We need a Thabsile in the world, and it can only be. Don't change to be anything else.
Okay, I'll try.
Yes.
Okay, so before we close, is there any question you want to ask me? Or a question that you wanted me to ask you but I didn't ask?
Okay.
Those are two questions.
2 questions.
So a question you want to ask me. Then the second one is there a question that you wanted me to ask you?
Okay, I think I do have a question. If you were to live in the life that you want to live, what would you be? What would you be doing?
Okay. I don't really like sharing. That's a good question though, because I don't really like sharing about my future, my dreams,
Yeah, I understand.
But I would like to see myself on TV one day. I want to be an actress, and I want to be honest, generations made me fall in love with acting.
Yeah.
So if ever Iapumele dream of being an actress, I would love to be a part of Generations. I also, that's because Generations made me fall in love with acting.
Okay.
But another reason is I want to make Mzansi to fall in love with 8 o'clock again, with Generations again. Yes.
Yes.
That's how I want to make people feel,
Yes.
because I know when I was growing up, 8 o'clock was very important for my family. So I want people to feel like that again.
Yes. I love
Yeah.
that.
Also, I want to see the Spotlight with Thabsile to grow to a talk show.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't really like saying that because I feel like it's too far, it's too big, and I've never really said it out loud. But I would love to see the Spotlight with Thabsile, like Zaziwa. I don't know if you remember Zaziwa with Pelmo Diadie. I want to have a show like that one day. So,
Oh,
okay,
yes.
back to you. Is there a question that I didn't ask you and you actually wanted me to ask you?
I don't know. No, I can't really think of any question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess we're closing.
Yeah.
Last question. If you had the attention of the whole world for 5 minutes, what would you say? Not to me now.
Okay.
To the whole world.
To the whole world.
Yeah, if you have the attention of the whole world, what would you say?
Okay. Hi world.
Hi world.
Accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior will be the best decision of your life. Yeah, I think that's all.
Oh, short and sweet.
Yes, the best decision of your life.
And yeah, short and sweet, but
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, the
Yes.
very important thing. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you, Zizi, for...
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, I think that's it. Thank you for joining me again. It's really an honor to have you as my first guest. And I forgot to mention this. You were actually my source of inspiration for the Spotlight with Thabsile, you guys.
I feel so special.
I was really struggling when I was with Radio Sunny South, and well, you know the story because you were just there. You always asked me when I came back to work, and I was always stressed because I felt like even though I went there and actually asked for a sport, but I felt like I'm not improving and I'm not getting a chance to showcase my talent, and just radio, but man, just saying, radio is not really my thing. The camera is my thing.
Yes.
And you actually opened my mind, and you said things like, if one day you had your show, I'll watch it, or even if it's radio, I'll listen to it, as you were listening to Radio Sunset. Sonja, you really inspired me and encouraged me and motivated me. So thank you.
You're more than welcome. Oh.
That's why I wanted you to be my first guest.
So honored.
Okay, you guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Stay tuned for our next video. Bye.